I'm Matt.
I'm Shane.
And if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that thumbs up button real hard, and make sure you subscribe to Comic Movie Marks.
And also click that little bell for all of the notifications.
Whee!
Always remember,
if Trailer Trash can do it,
anyone can do it.
Hello and welcome everyone to another Comic Movie Marks video.
What? More Snydercut stuff? Here we are once again talking about more stuff that's kind of circling the Snydercut, more information, some maybe not so credible sources, some information that has come out, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a break, but we're back, and of course we got to come back with Snydercut stuff, right? That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
While we took our break, we noticed there's a lot of things popping up here, and a guy on Twitter at DC World posted this little message saying, I was in this photo shoot today and Jason Momoa shouted out, Justice League was good, but Snyder Cut is better. He put with question marks, what? And then exclamation points. So, I guess what is more predominant.
What?
Yeah.
What?
What?
For wrestling fans, you'll get that reference. And then another person on Twitter, this is Jason LaBoy Photography at Jason24CF, says, I was going to save this for a later date, but with the news from a convention where Ray is a guest, he told the lucky fan not to give up on the SC, obviously Snyder Cut. I spoke with someone last weekend who has seen the SC. They confirmed deleted scenes I was told of in private. The SC is real.
And then we got another tweet. Will Rollins at Will Row Actor. I guess that's what it would be. Just met hashtag Ray Fisher, hashtag Cyborg. I said to him, we need the Snyder Cut, right? Picture taken. And there's a picture of him and Ray Fisher. He shook my hand and said, they need to release it. Absolutely. Hashtag it exists.
And then this is from on Instagram, everything_DCU comics. They put an exclusive interview with someone close to hashtag Zack Snyder, source name I couldn't reveal in parentheses. I have high hopes for Aquaman. Jason Momoa is a good guy. He's actually someone who has seen Zack's cut. He flipped out when we showed it to him. It was nice to see an actor visit the editing bay for once. He really took the time and care to stop by. That was last year. It was a while ago. Oh God, I want to say it was around February or so. Still working on the movie at the time. We showed it to Patty Jenkins, who was missing Wonder Woman down the hall from us.
Yeah, I think it's a typo or something else.
Yeah, that might be a typo. Maybe filming Wonder Woman down the hall from us. Not sure. James Wan, who was in deep in pre on Aquaman. I asked if it was just cuts of the film or did they see the whole film. He replied, the whole film. VFX and SFX were still not completed. Tom, Junkie XL, didn't even begin working on the movie before he got laid off. What do you know about the Man of Steel theme by Hans Zimmer was supposedly going to throughout the film? This is kind of difficult to read. You guys did an amazing job with the JL fan cut, by the way. More revolutions to come this week. Stay tuned.
So we have a series there of different tweets and messages on Instagram of people saying that they've talked to people close to the project and they have revealed that, one, we need the Snyder Cut. Two, it's better than the Justice League we got.
Well, no shit.
Three, the film is much more complete than we thought. Just like the Screen Rant article in like January of this year pointed out that it's much more complete than we thought. Again, though, I have a problem with this. And I see a lot of people clinging to a lot of this stuff. This is all unprovable. These are fans. These are just random people that are just saying this stuff. And it puts us in the same boat as the Wall Street Journal article if we believe this stuff.
Exactly.
Because he just said, sources said, or a person close to the project said, and this is this interview one that Shane just read, it said the same thing. He said the same exact thing with someone close to hashtag Zack Snyder, source name I couldn't reveal, which is the same shit that Ben Fritz pulled in his Wall Street Journal article. So if you can't accept that as an answer from Ben Fritz, you can't accept this stuff. Yes, we at least we have an idea that it was Ray Fisher and Jason Momoa saying this, but we don't know if they actually said it. Again, we don't know if they actually did say it. We need more confirmation. We need more than just Jay Oliva to give us information. If Jason Momoa during the Aquaman presser, it just blurts shit out and starts saying shit, then he's going to go down as a legend. He'll go down as a goddamn legend. Sure. If he just starts saying shit, because fuck it, he doesn't know if he's going to play Aquaman again after this. Who knows if they'll have an Aquaman 2 or another Justice League? Fuck it. He might just say fuck it and just say it. Ray Fisher, I'm not going to sit there and say Ray Fisher has nothing to lose, because that's probably not, that's not something that should be said anyway. I know, from what I understand, I think Justice League was his break, kind of. I guess BVS and Justice League was his initial entrance into theatrical film, because he was like a Broadway actor, if I remember right, beforehand. So he doesn't really quite have an established tenure as an actor. So I kind of feel like he could just say, fuck it. This is my first movie, and this is how things went down. Fuck it. Maybe he will say it. I really want these people to be on camera, recorded, or just a straight up quote on their Twitter, their Instagram, something. If I can get it directly from them, you will see me scream from the rooftops. We fucking did it. All right. But we just need confirmation.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that no one other than Jay Oliva has come out and said, yeah, I've seen the Snyder Cut, or, you know, they're telling fans, according to these sources and or whoever you want to believe, they're telling fans face to face, but that's about it. And like you said, if they are speaking about it in public, if Jason Momoa is yelling at a Comic-Con, I'm surprised it wasn't caught on video. It's just weird. It's really weird. And as Matt said,
and no one else talked about it, and no one. Just this one gentleman on Twitter here, I believe DC World, you know, I mean, maybe somebody else did. I don't know. We don't know everybody that was there, but just this one guy said it.
It's hard to believe, and we're putting that right in the same bucket as the same bullshit stuff that floats around about my source says that Ben Affleck is out. My source says Ben Affleck is in. My source says there's no Snyder Cut. This person says this, like all that stuff. That's basically what this is. And as exciting as it is and awesome it would be if it is true, it's hard to, you have to take it with a real giant grain of salt.
Exactly. So then when you have someone like Mark McClure, the guy that played Jimmy Olsen in the old Donner versions of Superman, he's out there and he actually is quoted saying, Zack's stuff got taken out, Joss stuff got put in. There's a big fight sequence in the park where Superman's statue was, and it was huge. And it was more at the beginning of the film. So it got all kind of changed around, and Jeff Johns got me back just to get me in the film because stuff got changed up. Now that's a quote. That's a person saying that how altered the movie really was. Apparently to him, that big sequence in the park, in Heroes Park, was near the beginning of the film. Now, I kind of wondered a little bit, is it because Zack Snyder's version is so much longer, so it feels like it would be in the beginning? Is that why he thinks it's in the beginning? Or, because if it's a 2-hour version and this shit doesn't happen until the 45-minute mark, well, yeah, that's half the film. Of course it doesn't feel like it's in the beginning now. I like this. I like this stuff, because this says how much Zack stuff got taken out, Josh stuff got put in. So all the people that say, the version we got in theaters is the Snyder Cut. Okay, well, here's another actor, here's another person, including Jay Oliva, saying, no, Zack stuff got taken out, Josh stuff got put in.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I think the most important quote that we've gotten for me, other than the stuff from Jay Oliva up to this point, is the stuff from Hines. I always forget how to pronounce his
Siren?
Yeah.
Siren Hines?
Siren Swanson,
Whatever.
Swimmy, Slammy.
Slippy, Slappy.
Yeah, anyways, the guy who played
Slappy Hines.
The guy Slappy Hines. The guy who played Steppenwolf, the fact that he said that wasn't the film we worked so hard on, that is clearly stating you can tell that there's disappointment. You can tell that he knew that something was different, and he just did, you know, pretty much voiceover stuff, and you know, his role got butchered to death. And I think that has been one of the most important quotes to really depict what the difference between the two films, again, other than the stuff from Jay Oliva. I'm just surprised other people, even like you said, Ray Fisher, haven't come out and said, you know what, fuck it. This is bullshit. I wore the I Love Zack Snyder shirt for this. I truly believe, going back to what you were saying, it was supposed to be Ray Fisher's kind of welcome to the show and, you know, type film, and it was completely chopped up, and so it wasn't as important, and he didn't have that big of a role as he was supposed to have. And I would be incredibly disappointed if I was Ray Fisher. I'm just really surprised he hasn't come out and said more, and more on like on a public domain, whether it was Instagram or Twitter, social media, in an interview, somewhere aside from a Comic-Con, a comic convention where he's talking to a fan.
And then when you ask everybody about more details, you get, like Jay Oliva, for instance, he just puts NDA. That is the most confusing thing to me about why is there an NDA on a film that, one, apparently to a lot of people doesn't exist.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
That's kind of weird. And two, if they don't have any plans to produce it, if they don't have any intent to distribute the movie, why do they give a shit what people say about it? What does it do?
Right.
What does it show? What does it mean if anybody talks about it? Why is there such a hold on people saying anything about this movie, really? I mean, any major details anyway. Why? Why? It just blows my mind why that's still an issue at this point. If WB has no plans to release it, why? Why does it matter then? What's there an NDA on? Why can't Jay Oliva talk about the supposed 5th film that's not even going to be made? He made it to 3. He didn't even make it to 4 or 5. Like, why can't he talk about this supposed 5th movie?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because it's possibly could still be used? Like, is that just the whole thing? I mean, Warner Brothers NDA is just ridiculously constrictive. If it really can hold people back from talking about movies that, one, are never even made or even probably even that far along, and that they can't even talk about a movie that apparently WB doesn't want to distribute. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. It's cray-cray.
What the hell is that?
So then we got several deleted scenes that have been releasing. You got Ray Fisher's Victor Stone, Cyborg, on the football field. And this was crazy because this was actually on the internet, you know, the interweb, if you will, www. It was out there for quite a while. It was out there for quite a while, and someone finally dug it up, and then WB immediately shut it all down. Why? Why? And again, it shows how complete the movie may be.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that we would have 60% completion. That's originally what I thought. I'm like, okay, he's probably got a couple major scenes done, but there's probably a lot of touch-ups. A lot of things need polish. It's kind of always where I've gone with it. I am starting to come to the conclusion now that this film might be way more done, as that Screen Rant article posted, way more done than we thought. I really starting to lean towards it could be 90+% done, maybe even more. Because it just seems like everything that leaks out, all this extra stuff that we've seen, and then we have the Steppenwolf fighting in Atlantis, or fighting underwater with Aquaman, fighting off more guards. Again, just cutting every little extra second they could off this movie to get it under 2 hours.
A lot of people ask why. Why treat the customer this way? Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Amazing. And then it shows that scene with Wonder Woman where she stabs the parademon, does her cool smirk, and then it shows Steppenwolf kind of glancing over at his axe and hesitating for a second and then snatching it up just as Wonder Woman tackles him through the wall. How much of this movie is done, even if it was done by Joss Whedon in some sense before he got restricted to 2 hours? Like, I'm seriously starting to think that a lot more of this movie is done than we actually think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think specifically with the Cyborg, the Victor Stone football scene, that when it's showing the green screen, that's exactly what I thought in my mind. That is what we would get with a Snyder cut, is to where you can go, okay, they're obviously playing football here, but then all of a sudden, you know, the overlay and there's the digital effects just put right in there, and you're like, holy shit. It's obviously it's there. It's pretty damn close. So I think it's a lot closer than people get credit for or give credit for. The one biggest thing in the everything DCU comics or whatever the Instagram page was, when they talked about the fact that Junkie XL didn't do any of his score. He was fired before he could even get started. That's, I think, one of the biggest hangups, and probably where a large portion of the percentage of incomplete is really at.
Yeah, if that is true. Again, that's a nameless source.
Exactly. So hard to say.
And he didn't get axed until June. Again, it leaves there's that gap. There's a gap between March and May, or March and June, really, before Snyder left, that I am extremely curious about what happened. What was going on during that time? Because that's when pictures that Snyder was posting on Vero slowed down. He wasn't really posting anything else. Then he was just shooting more behind the scenes stuff, nothing showing further things being done anyway. And then Junkie XL gets axed in June as soon as Whedon takes control. That little gap right there, very interesting. I'm very curious to know what happened in that time frame anyway. If we keep getting all these little scenes, eventually someday, probably in like 2022, 2023, we'll have enough footage to make a Snyder cut.
Yes, to just pretty much piece it together. I mean, Heroic Gateway already did the fan cut.
It'll be like 20,000 GIFs all inserted into the movie to kind of flush it out a little bit. I mean, it's possible. We have those other deleted scenes that were leaked out showing Cyborg flying, the Barry Allen saving Iris West thing. I mean, all that was leaked out. Then you got the Ray Fisher football. It just shows that they were going to have more of a backstory in this movie because they were the unknown characters going into it, right? We had a Wonder Woman movie. We had a Batman and Superman movies. They were the unknown characters, so he was flushing their characters out, but we didn't get any of that. It's out there, and I think it's farther along than we think.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Yep, and stay tuned. We will continue to cover it as more stuff keeps getting leaked out. I mean, because like Matt said at the beginning of the episode, what else is there to talk about? New Venom trailer? Nah. Snyder Cut.
We'll eventually talk about that. There's a lot of stuff going out there, and we got to keep going. We got to keep going and hopefully promoting the Snyder Cut as much as possible. Let's not believe every little bit of information that comes out. We can take it, we can absorb it, and we can hope it all is true in some manner. And hopefully Jason Momoa gets fucking pissed drunk and just starts screaming shit at one of the pressers for Aquaman.
That'd be fantastic.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
You just start fucking letting go and throwing chairs at people and shit. In case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. You're one of very few to make it to the end.
Yes, thank you very much.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Comic Movie Marks Podcast and hit the notification bell. You know, all these fucking YouTube channels say this shit, so I'm going to say it now.
Yes, it's perfect. And if you want to hear our full podcast, you can check out our podcast on iTunes or any other podcast subscription service.
Make sure you subscribe. Thanks again.